Good morning, morning, everyone. Truth Disclosure 369 in the house once again, February the 2nd. Uh, I know I need to wake up. It's not the 2nd, but February the 23rd, 2022. Yesterday was an interesting date. Um, 22222. So you had a date of 2/22/22. And there is probably a whole lot of significance with um, that date and dealing with some of the stuff that I'm about to go into. Um, um, got Midnight the Battle Cat in the background looking. uh, but greet everyone who may come across this video in the greeting words of peace, in the universal greeting words of peace. Hoping that everyone is well. And after having a pretty decent day yesterday, even though it was rainy, 50 something degrees yesterday, and 24 hours later, we're dealing with snow again. Nothing major, but just shows how, the temperatures fluctuate from 50 something degrees yesterday down to 26 degrees in a matter of 24 hours. So, it's definitely something to be careful of. If you don't have a good immune system, where you're not dressing properly, or feeling like, oh, it's warm enough to do this and do that, may not be a good idea. Next thing you know, you be filled up with pneumonia. And we don't want any of that to happen. But just wanted to get on here. Of course, we're still in the middle of an awakening that should be considered for what it is. Hold on 1 minute. Hey, sorry about that. All right. I see little brother back there, little buddy back there, and got up. But just wanted to get on here and um like I said, we're still in the middle of a lot of foolishness. And some of the things I want to talk about today, just coming from a person who looks at things a little bit different now. And there have been times where I didn't look at these things, but just over the years and with certain things, knowledge and information that have come my way, I'm starting to resonate on this stuff a little bit more day by day, uh, especially when it comes to our world and our reality, and the things that tend to what you would say, make the world turn. I mean, the things that we've always been taught coming up, and how as you got older, a lot of that stuff either holds no relevance no more, or it needs to be updated, or you know, or the stuff that you was taught in the first place wasn't totally correct. It was straight misinformation even back then. But I just wanted to get on. I'm not even going to get into the any of the politics and stuff going on at this moment, because uh, people are aware. I mean, we're all aware of what's happening. And there's no need to even touch bases on that right now. Just go on something else. And I'm gonna start by going to article. Hold on 1 minute. Let me make sure I get it on set up. All right. All right. I wanted to start off with this. This is from February the 18th, 2022, last week. So he back there hanging out. So one of the things I wanted to just get on here, I mean, a lot of people may not understand with a lot of the stuff has been going on throughout the years, but it's when it comes to these sightings, whether it be UFOs, UAPs, different strange phenomenon that has been caught by onlookers via their phone cameras or some other type of technology, modern technology that makes it easier to go ahead and take a picture. But it seems like this stuff is becoming more and more prevalent. And this comes off the heels of years of hearing nothing but different spins. It was this, it was that, it was a weather balloon, it wasn't what you thought it was, your eyes playing tricks with you, all this stuff to a point in time where now you got serious discussions going on with government officials about strange phenomena in the skies over the planet Earth. Not only that, you also have military armed forces coming out with protocols and procedures on how to deal with unknown phenomenon in the skies. And this has been going on for the last couple of years. I mean, even to a point where, mainstream media, who are number one in lying and distorting information, have always played a role in keeping this stuff down. All of a sudden now they're speaking on it on a regular basis. On a regular basis. And not only that, for them to even have programs and different stuff that were out here funded by taxpayer money, dealing with the UFO phenomenon, UAP phenomenon, different subgroups that were created to study and eventually render information on their findings, which we know in a world controlled by liars, you're not going to really get the ultimate truths on any of this. It's just like people just are seeing stuff with their own eyes, having experiences, and it's nothing a person could say or do could take that from them. So this stuff is true, no matter how unexplainable it may be. We know that some of this stuff, and me, for honest, I can relate because I've seen on two different occasions vehicles that were, out in the sky that made no sense, not only in their appearance, but also in some of the maneuvers and the way that it was moving. That common sense would tell you that there is nothing that you know of in this world that moves like that or has an appearance like that, unless it's something that's being hid from the public, unless it's some secret stuff. No matter what nation may be responsible, but that it's something that is not related. So the reality is there is something to all of this. UFO, UAP things, and then you go into a rabbit hole about that. But just wanted to go to this article, which was from Hawaii. In Hawaii, this was February 18th. Let me see if the video. And of course,
first look at a large and mysterious balloon floating high above Kauai that prompted a military response. Hawaii's adjutant general says the military sent aircraft on Monday to check out the orb with no observable identification markings. Some residents say it looked like the jets shot it down, and some heard loud booms, but the military says it did not fire at the balloon and that it's still tracking the object. Our first look at a large and mysterious.
Okay, so here we have a sighting in which residents of Hawaii observed a spear, an orb above them, and military jets were scrambled, and after they scrambled, the information that was sent back was that it was some type of unnamed balloon. Like, why would here we go back with, it sounds like that same old balloon response that they did years ago all the time. But they said it was a balloon, and it was serious enough for them to scramble jets and aircraft out there to see what this was. And the people said they heard them shoot it down. I mean, you never know, man. You can't put nothing past what is happening. But the reality of this, there is stuff out here, whether it may be secret technology or whether it may be technology from another aspect of life. It's here. It's out here. People see it. Governments are still lying and hiding and not coming forth with information on what a lot of this stuff really is. The more we go throughout this time, it seems that a lot more and more stuff that has always been simplified as being unexplainable and then shrugged off to be a myth or some nonsense that people with overactive imaginations concoct. It's not turning out to, to have some truth to it. Person can't really put their finger all the way on certain things, but the main point is that that there's something there that just doesn't fit right, that doesn't add up, and especially after hearing things for so long, over a span of time in which there has always been a backlash on any information dealing with that. But now it's out here willy-nilly. The reality of these crafts, many of them come in different shapes, so you really can't just go by a saucer, or you can't go by a tic tac like the main ones they've been talking about over the past couple of years with the incident with the Navy. They also have them that look like cubes, rods, capsules, craft that look like it changes shape while it's suspended in the air, and also crafts or spherical objects, orbs with different color lights. All this stuff is being recorded and been witnessed by people all over this planet. And over the past couple of years, it seemed like all of this stuff has taken a increase in sightings. So I just wanted to go there and put this out here, because a lot of this stuff, people look over things like this because of all of the the muck and mire that uh, is in our news, whether local or national or world. And so little stories like this get overlooked. So we had a situation where it was urgent enough to scatter jets to find out what this object was, which they claim was a balloon. And you have residents saying it looked like they shot it down and heard loud booms. But of course, the military says it didn't do anything. They're still tracking it. Wonder how that's coming about. I have to update that and see what's going on. But just wanted to go and everything about this world. There are some things that should be questioned, and a lot of people are questioning. A lot of people are opening their eyes and seeing stuff um, for what it is. And another thing I wanted to go into, uh, get off of there, is there have been a lot of incidents. We're going to keep it in. We're going to keep it, you know, above Earth right now. There has been, and this article is from the same date as the article in which the jets were scrambled for that so-called balloon over Kauai in Hawaii, February 18, 2022. This, another thing that has been happening is what has been going on with our sun. Is as much info and news that has been coming out about the sun. Of course, like I said, you barely get information on that because all this other stuff takes priority in this world. Sun has been erupting nonstop this month, and giant flares are incoming. Now, we've always had some point in time, we were always told that a solar flare, whatnot, could do substantial damage to the Earth, dealing with communications and telecommunications, meaning, and for people who may not know what it would be significant about that, I'm gonna go to oh, my bad, wrong one. I'm gonna go to this right here. When the sun has these corona mass ejections, which are short for a CME. Now, for people who may not understand what that may be, go ahead and get this definition according to Wikipedia. Coronal mass ejection is a significant release of plasma and accompanying magnetic field from the sun's corona and to the solar wind. CMEs are often associated with solar flares and other forms of solar activity, but a broadly accepted theoretical understanding of these relationships has not been established. And so you have different little aspects of what these CMEs are. Look like a plume of gas shooting off of the sun, which is, according to this article, plasma. And it's awe-inspiring because this is something really that back in the day I never paid attention to. I never really found the need to really understand or even care. But like I said, as time goes on, you start looking at different things. Other things start taking significance. And so these things are responsible for taking out communications And in the past, they have done it. And one of them, I think this is on here, which there was an incident. And let me make sure it's on here. If not, then I'll go to I want to make sure I get this in here. Hold on 1 minute. Do it like this. All right. And there was an event in 1859, a long time ago, in which a geomagnetic storm, which was CMEs, caused a solar flare, and it. Let me go over here. Okay. The Carrington event took place a few months before the solar maximum, a period of elevated solar activity. This took place between the 1st and 2nd of September 1859, one of the largest geomagnetic storms ever recorded by ground-based magnetometers occurred. Estimates of the storm strength range from, as you can see here, the geomagnetic storm is thought to have been initiated by a major CME, which traveled directly toward Earth, taking 17.6 hours to make the 150 million kilometer or a 93 million mile journey. Typical CMEs take several days to arrive at Earth, but it's believed that the relatively high speed of this CME was made possible by a prior CME. And this right here caused not only telegraph systems all over Europe and North America failed, in some cases giving telegraph operators electric shocks. Telegraph pylons threw sparks. Some telegraph operators could continue to send and receive messages despite having disconnecting their power supplies. And you know, this was in a time where you didn't have the things that we have now. So telegraph was the basic form of communication. Now you can imagine in a time where you have cell phone activity, landlines, and internet, and all this other stuff. Now you can kind of imagine the catastrophe that could happen if another one of these type of events were to happen in this day and time. So let me get back to where I was at. Okay. So what we are dealing with, we're dealing with our sun, this galaxy, the solar system, our neighborhood sun, releasing energy that could be able to shut down a lot of stuff. And back to the article that I had before, the last couple of months, especially this month here, there's been a lot of activity. It's been a lot of activity. Just a couple of days ago, last week, there was a major CME was shot off the backside of the sun, which if it had been Earth facing, there could have been some consequences behind that. As a matter of fact, here's a picture of that CME, which is sending out electrically charged particles, energy toward whichever way. If it was facing Earth, all of this would be coming our way. electrically charged energy coming from off the sun. And that what happened last week was historical because that was one that was even greater than the Carrington event. The only difference was the Carrington event was actually one facing. But what did happen, we did have an issue with SpaceX. You know, Elon Musk and his company SpaceX, the company that had been putting out all these, sending all these rockets up with different hardware, different satellites, of course, the Starlink system. So the loss of around 40 of the 49 Starlink satellites launched last week by SpaceX caused by an unexpected sting in the tail from a solar storm might also have been exacerbated by a design error or quality control issue, as they would say, which we know all of us. I don't believe that part about no quality control issues. Just say that that CME knocked them satellites out, and it probably is in good intent to knock them out. Ain't no telling what them Starlink satellites is really up there doing. That's just me personally. I had to put that opinion in there. I don't really take lightly to those who trying to link human beings up to AI, and then think that everything that they do is in good benefit to human beings. I don't really buy that. So to each their own. Some may think Elon Musk is a person that's out for the benefit of humanity, is out to help and out to make things a little bit better across the planet. Person may see it that way. I don't. I see him as being another part of this puzzle in which you have people out here who have detached themselves from humanity and are doing things, feel they're emboldened and entitled by whatever inspirations or agendas they have. But when you're talking about doing crazy stuff with AI, and out of one side of the mouth, you're talking against it and all the dangers, but at the same time, out the other side, you're trying to hook people up to Skynet, and that's just a metaphor I'm using. I don't see a good look behind that. So a lot of those Starlink satellites came back down because of that flare. And this is something, the sun has been so busy that a lot of people don't understand with it being busy like this. If you're not really into or paying attention to solar news or sun activity news, anything possible that could happen that may be mitigating or negative, I mean, it'll be too late because we ain't, the most of the time information come out, it either be on a need to know basis or in a time where something has already happened. Like a lot of times, these solar flares and all this stuff, it happens, then you get a little bit of information. And the reason why I bring that up, because I'm gonna just be real, I don't really think these people, those that are in power, they don't care about the well-being of the majority excuse me, of the masses on this planet. They don't really care. To be honest, all of this hype about asteroids and meteors hitting the planet and this, that, and the third, and this is just my opinion, I think we have some real negative minded and negative influenced individuals who are behind a lot of what we see as our government as I've said before. But these people, they do not, whatever they are, I can't even really say they're people, but they do not care about human beings' well-being at all. And to me, I think that in the aspect of something happening cosmically, like things that are happening in the unseen realms, as far as space, uh, except for the eyes of satellites and telescopes and this and that and the third, uh, these people won't let people know when something really earth changing and um, um, dramatic would happen. I just don't believe they would do it. I believe they would do everything in their power to save themselves, save those within their circles, and leave everyone else to whatever demise may come about. And whatever that demise may be, and of course, always uh, um, the intent is not to ever go through any demise, but these people or these folks, they don't care. And if something were to happen after everything done died down and quieted down, these folks who have already known about certain events or known about certain threats to uh, the planet itself from an outside source, they won't tell people. They won't tell people because they have people in a position right now where everybody's distrustful. Um, People have given their energy away to institutions and um, distortions and all this other stuff. And I ain't even gonna go into that, but they will not tell people what is truly hitting around the corner for their own benefit because they know that they have the resources and the ability to flee, whether it be underground and via underground bases and all this other stuff that a lot of people have talked about. They do have them. It ain't like this stuff is fiction. This stuff is real, and they do have underground bases all over the planet. So they wouldn't really tell nobody nothing. They would just sit there and let whatever happens while they're slowly backed away out of society and supposedly uh, uh, gotten into their cozy hiding places and then wait for whatever happened to go by and then all of a sudden jump out ready to lead the world again into chaos. So me personally, I don't really think these folks would really tell a person what the fuck would be hitting because they do have technology to tell this stuff or to give kind of a premonition of what may happen. They do know this shit. They know all this stuff, you know. They know about all this stuff. So if anything that was going to be a threat, I don't believe they would let human beings know. Only the select few whom they deem are select few within their circles and elite groups. Everybody else, you're on your own. If you make it, uh, cool. You'll still be up under our control. If you don't, good. That's how I see it. And I mean, it's no other way around it with me because y'all see how everything is happening in our reality and the foolishness that's, people don't have respect for people's humanity. So why would it matter when it comes to an event like that? And that's the sad part about it. So the sun has been going crazy and, the thing is, with the CME that would hit this planet, and basically what it is all this energy is reacting with the Earth and the Earth electromagnetic field, which a lot of people don't understand that the Earth has a lot of vibratory resonance. There's an electromagnetic field which helps to uh, detour a lot of harmful rays or harmful energy that may impact the planet. A lot of people forget about these things and these natural aspects to the planet that we actually live on, because this planet that we're living on is a conscious, living entity, just like us. No matter how much people may not understand that, but and this planet is able to also work in concert with the sun and the moon and all this, all these different. I mean, when you talk about the moon, you talk about how the moon affects different aspects of the planet, dealing with watery areas, with the high tide, low tide, and it's no different with the sun. But this is something that a lot of people don't realize, and a lot of people think that a lot of stuff is just fiction and hearsay, and a lot of this stuff has been placed in movies and shows, comics, fairy tales, and kind of made to seem like it's not real, but in actuality, there's some truth to some particular things dealing with, like this portals. And this is from 2008. Strange portal connects Earth to the sun. Like giant cosmic chutes between the Earth and sun, magnetic portals open up every 8 minutes or so to connect our planet with this host star, which has been, and there are various other scientific pages on these findings, in which and let me let me share this. I thought I had it on here, but here we go. There's many other findings relating to the sun, and in its processes and releasing energy, and its processes in affecting the Earth's energetic fields around it. In certain aspects, in certain times, there is a time where it opens up a portal, which is a straight way between Earth and the sun, which is, of course, 93 million miles away. And you have to wonder, what are those portals for? Why would there be a portal that will open up? What are they for? What can they be used for? And of course, when you get in deeper into the scientific explanation, they will always kind of make it seem like it's only open for such and such time. I doubt that it could be able to do this and do that. But the fact that you are able to admit that something that has been relegated to science fiction and stuff like that, Stargate movies and different stuff, that now you see that there's the reality of portals. Not just a portal that just earthbound or something on Earth. No, we talking about a portal dealing with the body of energy which warms and sustains life on this planet. So the question will be, what are these portals? What are these portals for? And one of the names they give them is a flux transfer event, or FTE. What is that? Now, there are a lot of esoteric and mystical information, even from scripts from ancient civilizations. There's always this talk about stargates and information which leads into a reality of portals. Almost in all ancient civilizations, and it's like they always led in some of their writings, they always led into a pathway that leads toward some existence of stargates and portals, not only on the earth, but also everywhere else. So you have to wonder, could any of this be true? And you have to ask yourself, in a world in which information is still being consolidated down to a few, and whatever's left is trickled out to the masses after it's been distorted and after it's been twisted around, could there be a portal? Could our sun, the body we look at each day when we get up in the morning, that rises in the east and sets in the west, could this body that every time you look up, you feel the warmth, you see the vegetation growing in concert, reaching toward that light, that energy in which that sun is beaming down here onto this planet. This same sun, could it have secrets that some of these elites and some of the so-called people who claim they are leaders and in authority and decide what people should know and what they shouldn't, could these same people be hiding information on the reality of what the sun is and what it is capable of doing and what it has always been? I mean, it's a question that could be open doors to a new reality of what's going on here. And me personally, I do believe there's something more with the sun, just like I do believe there's something more with black holes, what you would call wormholes, all these different little words and scientific labels for cosmic events that are happening above us, that a lot of us have to really take whatever they give us and just go by that, if we even give a damn. But I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of information these folks have been giving people is wrong and distorted, and they do not intend on sharing what the reality is. And of course, you know, just as in any other thing, what's in the dark will come to the light. So I just want to get on here and share this, and I wasn't going to be on there long, but just to leave that on the hearts and minds of some people. When you're living in a world in which people have been lying and teaching you to live a certain way and everything, I mean, it's kind of not hard to just question a lot of shit that they've been telling people, especially when you're seeing more information coming out about stuff. So it would be a neat thing to know that, oh, okay, so the sun and the earth and certain intervals and certain at the right time, a portal is open. How do you travel through it? There's always been we are multi-dimensional beings, and in a certain mind state, you could travel out of body and this and that and third. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that would be a case. But where would you go once you go through this portal? Would you go into the sun, or would you come outside somewhere else? And these are the questions that some people should ask, like, what is really going on? But leaving it to the authorities and leaving it to those who claim intellectual prowess and this and that over the masses. We've always been left to just their interpretations and this, that, and third. And sometimes you have to just follow intuition. My intuition says the sun is more than a ball of light, and I'm gonna leave it there. But this is something that people should keep in mind. A lot of activity has been happening with the sun lately. You know, anything that they if anything, the sun has been kind of swept under the rug because you know we dealing with all this other stuff. But I would kind of keep an eye on anything that's happening. You know, we've been having earthquakes, the volcanoes, all that stuff been happening over the last couple of months, and now we're dealing with the sun just going ham. But I look at it, you know, everything is a part of creation. All of it is creating for a purpose and a reason. So even the sun in this period of overworking or however they want to call it, all praise be to the Almighty, true and living God for it. So you know, whether we lean on to our own faulty earthly knowledge, or whether we lean on our spiritual wisdom and understanding of things, it is a blessing to have it. Blessing to have the sun. Blessing to have it, even when sometimes when it feels like, damn, it's burning my skin. It's a reason for that sun being here. And makes you wonder sometimes why when you look up at the sun and certain times of the day, if you're living in an area that happens to be sunny, not, you know, a few clouds, and you happen to see the trailing going on with these planes, almost makes you wonder why most of the time you constantly see a lot of the trails and stuff in the area of the sun. You look anywhere else, you won't see them as prevalent as they are around the sun. It seems like all these planes that are leaving these trails, what are they? Nobody has an answer. I mean, we all have speculations. My opinion is something that's not beneficial for human beings, period. Because this stuff has been talked about for years and still haven't gotten the answer. But you know, the conspiracy tribe from mainstream, but these are the same people that's lying all day long to you about other shit. So what they have to say doesn't even fucking matter. But yeah, I mean, when you see these trails, they're always around the sun area. So maybe that has some kind of effect on energy or rays that come through. I mean, just last year, seeing how a lot of stuff was burned up in the yard, plants, even grass. And it's like, I have never seen it like that bad. I've seen it before a couple of years ago, but haven't seen it. And especially as a child, I have never seen scorched vegetables and vegetation and plants and grass that were scorched. It wasn't dried, and it was scorched, straight up burned from the sun. And knowing that the sun is a life sustainer, so that's something that raised an alarm bell. Like, why would something that has always been considered sustainer of life, without the sun, this planet would be no more, and everything on it would be no more, because that light, that energy is needed not only for human beings, plant life. We've always been taught about photosynthesis. We've always been taught about all that stuff. But now all of a sudden, the sun is being used against, to the point where you can barely stand outside in the sun because you feel the intense heat on your skin, or you actually see the scorching of material. And that's something ain't right about that. But it's neither here or there. It's a different story. But just wanted to share this. You know, there's a lot more going on in the world, and convoys and these liars and hypocrites who are claiming to run societies across this planet. Many more things that should be looked upon, because to be honest, all of it ties in. So just wanted to share that. And greet everyone as I came in the universal greetings of peace. Hope everyone continue to have a blessed day and continued blessed week. Stand on the truth, seek truth, have respect for one another, no matter what a person's belief systems or whatever may be different than one, because this is the main key and the main goal of unification in order to defeat this schism that is overwhelming the planet as it seems. But with that, I'd like to leave in peace.